third Test match, day one. It's just gone 11:30 in the UK. I'm watching on TNT Sports in the UK, TNT Sports 1. I can tell you that Australia has won the toss and will be batting first. They've just done a lot of stuff after the Bondi terrorist attacks. Like they've had a tribute and moment silence and a special song. They've done the national anthems. So yeah, I can give you some team information, which is that there was something happened. Steve Smith missed training, so we're not sure if he's there today. I can tell you the teams for England: Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett, Ollie Pope, Joe Root, Harry Brook, Ben Stokes, Jamie Smith, Will Jacks, Bryden Cast, Jofra Archer, and Josh Tongue. And then for Australia: Jake Weatherall, Travis Head, Marnus Lambashane, Usman Khwaja, Cameron Green, Alex Carey, Josh Inglis, Pat Cummins, the captain is back in, Mitchell Stark, Nathan Lyon, and Scott Boland. So, very interesting. Steve Smith is not playing. Usman Khwaja is playing. That's very interesting. England making their way onto the field, as are the opening batters for Australia. This is very interesting. No Steve Smith. This is a very late thing that's happened in this game. Travis Head and Jake Weatherald are in the middle and about to get ready for the first ball of this match. Yeah, let's enjoy it. We're kind of hoping for an England win to make the series more interesting, and also just you could see England win. Right, Travis Head, left-handed, taking guard. 42 is Travis Head's average in Test cricket. 42. Jake Weatherald, it's just his third match. 37 is his average. Best of 72. England got a challenge here. Looks like a pretty good wicket. That's what Pat Cummins said at the toss. It looks like a really good wicket. So let's see how we go. Now, Jofra Archer's got the ball in his hand. I think he's going to bowl the first ball. He is. Let's see, what's he got? He's got 3 slips and a gully. Joe Root at first slip. Harry Brook at second slip. Who's a third slip? Crawley. Zach Crawley at third slip. Right, here we go. Jofra Archer. I bet he would love to have had a crack at Steve Smith, but he's not playing. Archer in. That ball just leaves off a length and goes through to the keeper, no run. This is pretty big news, really, because Steve Smith's such a big player. Now he's left the ground. We don't know why he's left the ground. He didn't have any medical personnel with him, but he left the ground. Steve Smith. Usman Khwaja is playing. I don't think anybody expects to see Usman Khwaja play, but we're not quite sure why Steve Smith has left the ground. I'm just going to keep an eye on the game and try. If I get any information, I'll share it with you guys as well. It's a beautiful stadium, this. Really, really beautiful stadium. Here's Archer in for the second ball. It's wide, miles wide, left alone comfortably by Travis Head. Yeah, this Adelaide stadium is incredible. All right, have we heard anything about Steve Smith? Here we go. Cricket Australia have confirmed that Smith has been ruled out due to a potential vestibular issue, aka vertigo. Okay, so it is a medical thing then, isn't it? I would say. Right, here we go. Third ball coming up. Oh, we wish Steve Smith well. I wonder what that's going to do to the preparations of Australia. Archer in. Travis Head dabs it just wide of cover. They run through for a single. Australia off and running. Travis Head picks up a single. Australia 1 for no loss, or none for 1 if you're Australian. But I'm going to do this score the English way, because I'm English, so. Right. Weatherald on strike. And Jake Weatherald, what an opportunity for him. That's the spot that Usman Khwaja once occupied. Sam Constas was in the running for that as well. Very interesting, this. Still 3 slips in a gully. Let's see what Weatherall does. If you're just joining me, no Steve Smith. This is the big news. No Steve Smith in this Australian lineup due to a vestibular issue. Right, here's Archer in. Oof, that ball's just dabbed back to the bowler, no run. Help myself some Iron Brew Extra. It's quite late to have a fizzy drink, but I'm gonna stay up all night. Watch this. 0-for-1 Weatherald. Just dabbed his first ball back. Now they're showing some footage of Steve Smith. He's looking really nauseous actually in training. Maybe he hasn't been well, but he looks really nauseous. Chatting to the coach and Pat Cummins. Here he is. Archer again, quite wide. Hasn't really challenged the batters very much so far. Jofra Archer just been too wide outside off stump. Comfortable leaving for Australia. The only straight one Head managed to maneuver away for a single. Be curious to see how Head plays today. So yeah, they're just showing footage of Steve Smith walking off the ground with his backpack on. And again, just looking a little bit nauseous. It's not a physical injury, it's a hard one to diagnose. Man, Adelaide is huge. Huge stadium. Even by Australian standards, it looks massive. Right, here's Archer, last ball of the first over, into Weatherald, who comfortably leaves another wide one outside the off stump, through to the keeper, no run. So that's the end of the first over of the third Test match. Australia 0-for-1. No, 1 for no loss. We're going to do it the English way, okay? Yeah, Adelaide, man, looks really, really nice. And look up some stuff about the Adelaide Stadium, because I think it's designed to resemble a flower. Adelaide Cricket. Adelaide Oval, that's what it's officially called. Stadium in Adelaide. What's the capacity of Adelaide? 70,000. 70,000 is the capacity. And sorry, no, that's wrong. That's the concert capacity. Hold on, let's go back to the cricket because something it's time. No, yeah, the concert. Adele, the singer Adele. You know, never mind, I'll find someone like you. She put 70,000 people in there in 2017. Anyway, Bryden Cast has got the ball. And Travis Head is on strike. Cast in. And that one came in sharply with a little bit of swing. And, Head's just moved it, just guided it to mid-wicket, no run. Excuse me. Right. The Australian players are wearing black armbands in honour of the victims of the Bondi attacks. And it's quite noticeable. You can see a few fans in the stadium with the buckets on their head as well. I think that's like a Big Bash thing, like a Big Bash promo thing. Anyway, here's Cast, wide the crease, short and whipped away by Head out towards deep backward square leg. They'll pick up a single. Head's played a few flourishes so far. Anything straight, like everything wide, they've left alone. Good plan. And everything straight, he's looked to go after. He's on to 2. Australia, 2 for no loss so far. Let's look at it. There's a few more things about Adelaide. So yeah, the actual official capacity is 53,500, which makes it almost twice as big as the biggest cricket ground in England. Right, here we go. Cast into Weatherald. Bowls. This is short, and Weatherald, nearly chops it onto his stumps. Was looking to guide it away and just got a little bit of bat on it, drops it right beside him on the crease, and then pushes it away to the fielder. First moment of alarm for Australia this morning. Oof, just chopped it between his pads, and that ball could have gone anyway. Could have rolled onto the stumps, hits his pads. Actually reminds me of the 1999 World Cup final when Saeed Anwar was playing for Pakistan. He managed to. He was looking for a drive, got an inside edge onto his pad, onto his other pad, and it rolled onto the stumps. Not dissimilar, except for the end result. Right. Bryden Cast in again. Ooh, shapes in and strikes Weatherald quite high up on his pads. So no appeal for LBW, but this is good stuff from Bryden Cast. He's found a really good area, just sort of starting it outside off stump, and it shapes in the air in towards the left-hander. He's taking another look at it. Yeah, struck him quite high up, actually, just upper thigh. Really nice piece of bowling from Bryden Cast. Lovely swing. Oof. Probably quite painful, actually. High up on that thigh. Yes. Now then, Bryden Cast. Building a bit of momentum here. It's been a good over, and he comes again to Weatherald. This time again strikes him high up on the pad. There's more of an appeal from Cast this time. It struck him. If anything, it hit him higher this time, so definitely not a real LBW, but Jake Weatherald has no idea how to deal with with Bryden Cast so far. He's driving a little bit. He's got to be careful not to overstep. I get the feeling that... there we go. On command. It's a no ball. So score's going to move to 3 for no loss. 2 more balls to come in this over. I'm not sure whether we're just pleased about that. He's going to have to face 2 more. Looking at the front foot. Yeah, it's definitely beyond the line. The line belongs to the umpire. So that will just be a no ball. Here's Cast in again. Going a little bit fuller. This time clipped away nicely by Weatherald out towards the square leg boundary. I think this will be 4. It is 4. First boundary of this Australian innings. Comes off the back of Jake Weatherald. Australia moved to 7 for no loss. 1 ball to come in the second over. He's done well to watch the swing there because it was moving quite sharply in the air from Weatherald. Oof, yeah. Nicely watched and nicely controlled. I've got the volume on quite low so I can get a little bit from the commentators. And we're saying a lot of the same things, which is usually a good sign. As someone who's commentated on a lot of cricket, I can tell you that's usually a good sign. Right, here we go. Bryden Cast into Weatherald again, who leaves outside the off stump. There's no run there, but Australia started well. 7 for no loss after 2 overs, having won the toss and opted to bat first. And that's a very good start. They're playing this game at Adelaide. And I was telling you a few things about the Adelaide Cricket Stadium. Its current capacity was after some long redevelopment, which I think they did for the AFL. Yeah, they play a lot of Aussie rules football there, I think. Let me just confirm that, actually. Getting a lot of historical information about it. Yeah, they do. Yeah, South Australia National Football League. There we go. Jofra Archer to continue. Ball is second over. First one, another dot ball to start the third over. Australia still 7 for no loss after 2.1. Been a good start from Archer. I beg your pardon, from Bryden Cast. This was a better ball, actually, from Archer, just finding a better length, just hanging it outside the off stump. Travis had played it with the middle of his bat, but at least he's making him play now, Archer. And he comes again. Again, a bit straighter. Travis had missed times of push shot into the covers, but they run through for a quick single. So he'll get another crack at Weatherald, will Jofra Archer. Travis Head is looking at the toe of his bat already as if something's gone wrong. The score's 8 for no loss. Stokes has got the ball in his hand, trying to keep it as fresh as possible. This is a big match. England have got to win this match. Like, interest in the Ashes might dwindle as well. I mean, I guess the narrative might not dwindle. The narrative might be all about, can Australia win 5-0? If England win this, it gets much more exciting. Here's Archer in again. It's been guided off his hips, just behind square on the leg side. Duckett Fields, they pick up a single. The score moves on to 8? Yeah, 9, sorry, 9. And it wasn't off the bat, that was a leg by. 9 for no loss Australia after 2.3 overs. Really good pace from Jofra Archer. 141.6, 141.9. And that last ball, the leg by ball, 143.6 kilometers per hour. So he's finding good pace. He hasn't really created any major problems. Bryden Cast, a couple of times pinned Jake Weatherald. Here's Archer in again. This time, Head goes deep in his crease, pushes the ball into the offside. They run through for another single. Really good running between the wickets so far by Australia, managing to find areas just wide of both fielders. And yeah, they're doing good so far. Doing very good. Let's have a look at our thing. If you're with me, feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know that you're watching, and I'll try and incorporate that into the conversation. I'm currently actually watching from the UK. I'm in Blackburn in the UK, where I just did a stand-up comedy show, which is I'm watching from a hotel room. Here's Archer in again. Oh, that's a full toss, and just fended off into the onside. I think he caught Weatherald by surprise. He's got a smile on his face as Archer is fiddling with his black armband, the Australian and the England players wearing armbands. It's got to be scary. That was 149 kilometers per hour from Jofra Archer. You can see Weatherald playing it with his eyes wide open eyes. He's got a smile on his face as well. That's Archer. Just a little bit, keeping on his toes. Ben Stokes was smiling as well. Now then Archer. Can he do anything with this? And he comes again. Oh, it's down the leg side. Goes through to the keeper. No run. So that means the score is 10 for no loss after 3 overs. Australia just ticking along. England haven't created any major moments yet. Not just yet, I would say. A couple of times, Bryden Cast has found a good area. Archer's bowled with good pace, but no real trouble for the Australian openers just yet. This is something that England will need to improve upon. They need to get stuck in here. Can't concede a massive lead like the last few games. Yeah, England really have no choice. They've got to win this game. And there's a huge travelling contingent again, just as we saw in the last match. Here's Cast into head, and that ball jags sharply in towards him. He was looking to flail it away through the covers. Got a little under edge. This time, Joe Root in the covers. I think that was Joe Root in the covers. Might have been Ollie Pope, actually. Was onto the ball quickly. And so there was no run. There's an opportunity here. Cast to head could be an interesting battle, because he's getting the ball to come back into the left-handers quite sharply. The head, that one hit him on the gloves, in fact. He was trying to play it and it hit him on the gloves. He just rolled into the covers. They're showing that he's getting quite a lot of movement in the air. Here's Bryden Cast into Travis Head, who punches off the back foot straight to cover this time. Big loud call of no, and it'll just be a dot ball. I think Nasser Hussain's on commentary on the TV. He's very, very good commentator, so I wouldn't mind if he left me to listen to him. But whole idea of this is you're just watching with a mate. Just watching with a mate. You're watching the cricket, you want a friend with you, giving you a bit of company. That's the whole point of these watch-alongs. Now, this is interesting. Zach Crawley's in that leg gully. You can see the ball going right past him. I think he's way too square. I feel like you got to be finer at leg gully. I mean, what do I know? Let's see. Bryden Cast in. Oh, this is short and wide. Has been clobbered. 4 runs for Travis Head. That was poor. That was the first really bad ball that Cast has bowled, really. Short and wide, just a gimme ball, and Head put his hands through it. And a boundary for Head. He's on to 8. Australia 14 for no loss. Halfway through the 4th over. Just looking at it again. Yeah, short and wide. He smashed that at Travis Head. Looking for a little bit of respite. Found it. Bang. There we go. What a shot. Here's Cast into Head again. This one came in a bit sharper, a little bit fuller. Head showed it a bit more respect, pushed it to mid-on, and there's no run. Yeah. Just trying to find the perfect length here. When that movement is working for you, and bear in mind, when that ball gets older, it's going to be hard work for these bowlers. Travis Head just looks like he's in terrific form right now. The kind of player who can take the match away from you. Ironically enough, he's like the most sort of Bazball style player that Australia have. Right, here's Cast into Head, who defends the ball back to the bowler, no run. It's a dot ball. So we've got to find a way in here of England. This is good though from Bryden Cast. Just looking at it again, the ball was. Oh, he's overstepped again. It's another no ball. I think. Yeah, they're just having a look at it. Yeah, he's overstepped. Yeah, he's the second time he's overstepped in consecutive overs. It happens to bowlers sometimes when they, they're looking for an extra bit of pace, an extra yard of pace to just. But he's overstepped. 15 for no loss than Australia. His Cast into Head. Again, full and driven, but only as far as a short cover. It's Ben Stokes who makes a diving stop. There's no run. Score remains 15 for no loss after 3.5 overs. Australia's win percentage since January 2018 with Smith, with Steve Smith is 64%. Without Steve Smith, it's 36%. That could be huge for England, That could be huge. I mean, they're going to be digging up statistics like this. I'm not going to lie. Like television companies, broadcasters, they look up statistics that objectively make the match more interesting and engaging. As Cast is into Head again, as that ball's left alone through to the keeper, no run. Like, there's a way to manipulate statistics. That's 4 overs gone? Is it? No, there's one more ball to come because obviously there was a... No, it is the end of the over. Yeah, 15 for no loss after 4 overs. So, obviously, if you've bought the rights for a game and you're a channel, you want people to be excited about watching the game. So you try and make your coverage support the narrative that this is going to be a very important, very exciting game. You know, things that happen in this game you need to watch, you need to know. So that's why they've kind of tried to create interest. It looks very one-sided at the moment. Australia won the first 2 test matches by 8 wickets. So they want, they want people to think there's something here. There's something in this game. And with Smith gone, they know that they have a stat. And bear in mind, it's been qualified. So Australia's win percentage since January 2018. I wonder what happens when you take that a few years back. But anyway, for what it's worth, since January 2018, Australia wins 64% of the time with Smith, and without him, they lose 64% of the time. Or they don't win. They win 36% of the time without Steve Smith. Is the clearer way to put it. That riverbank stand looks massive. It looks like a spaceship. Right, here's Jofra Archer in for another one. His 3rd over. Weatherall defends from his crease. It was slightly back of a length. Still good pace, 142.7. The fastest one he's bowled so far, Archer, was 114.9. And that was the full toss, which Weatherall couldn't put away. I'm very intrigued to see how Jake Weatherall gets on in this series, because in many ways, a lot of the players for Australia are very settled, but Jake Weatherall, it's going to be hard for him. It's going to be very hard for him. Right, here is Jofra Archer into Weatherall again, who guides this ball to just in front of square on the leg side. There is no run. Ben Duckett does the fielding. This is a tough late. I don't know if you watch my YouTube channel, you might have come across a video I posted where I weigh up England's chances to come back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 in the series. I think that's a really tough task, and I explain why in the video as well. But this is hard. This is very difficult, and it's going to be extremely challenging conditions for England's bowlers mentally. Archer in, played away into the onside, pick up a single, Weatherall. Again, they've run really well so far, Australia. 16 for no loss off 4.3 overs. I think just the 2 boundaries in that, so they've run 8 singles, run them well. Lots of shade as well. It's a very well thought out stadium, I have to say. Like, each of the stands has some covering. If you're a fan, you're going to get a great day out there. I imagine it's very warm in Australia. I could probably look up the temperature, actually. I'll tell you that in a minute. In Adelaide, the Adelaide Oval, here's Archer in short, and first short one. And Travis Head has just ducked underneath that. 147.7 kilometers per hour. I'm old school, man. I don't like kilometers per hour. I want to see miles per hour. It just makes it, I don't know. I think it's more interesting. Like miles per hour, like, like nobody wanted to see Shoaib Akhtar break the 167 kilometers per hour barrier. They wanted to see him break the 100-mile-an-hour barrier, which he did. So let's go back to miles per hour and kilometers per hour. Not a huge fan. Just requires me to do math. I don't want to do more math than I have to do. Here's Archer. That ball's defended back to the bowler again by Head. No run. Yeah, Australia still 16 for no loss. 1 ball to come in the 5th over. If you've just joined us, the big news is that Australia won the toss, opted to bat first, and no Steve Smith. No Steve Smith for Australia in this test match. He's been ruled out with symptoms of vertigo, apparently. So, yeah, that's tough going. Tough going. Usman Khawaja's playing in his place. Here's Archer. 3 slips in place as that ball just rises on Travis Head a little bit and strikes him on his tummy. He gave himself a little rub. Anyway, that's the end of the over. 16 for dollars after 5 overs. Thanks for watching, everybody who's watching, by the way. I'm going to stick around for a little while longer. Give you some more on this watch-along. If you happen to watch this before or after the fact, please do consider subscribing to my channel and checking out some of the other videos. I try and post quite a bit of cricket content on there. I've done a whole series called Cricket History Explained, Very proud of that series. Like the history of the Ashes urn, the Alan Stanford thing, the 20 million for the one game thing. So there's loads of cool videos on there. The history of the Cricket Champions League. So that's fun. Check it out if you get a chance. Anyway, we're back. Bryden Cast now just 2 slips for him. In he comes to Weatherall, left alone outside the off stump through to the keeper, no run. I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense to have just the 2 slips because the ball is coming in quite sharply. So having that leg slip and the 2 slips, it feels like the right strategy. I think. He's getting some exaggerated movement. In the last over, he found a good length as well. But can he be consistent? He did give one 4 ball as well. He kind of bowled one short and wide, one that was punished to the boundary by Travis Head. Hopefully, Jake Weatherald will be kept under pressure. Here's Cass into Weatherald. Ugh, that was short, wide, and horrible. And it's been hammered away by Weatherald for a boundary out to the covers. It's a very poor delivery, really, from Bryden Cars. It was short and wide again. You just can't afford to do that. It's a really good pitch. Also, why are you bowling short, bro? Like, you're getting the ball to move in the air. You're getting it to literally move in the air right now. The ball is swinging. You found a really good angle. You've pinned the guy up twice. Why are you bowling short? Short and wide, there's just, that's a mistake. And, like, you could see that he knew it was a mistake because he sort of jumped up in the air and covered his face after that delivery. Ooh, I think the air conditioning just kicked in this room. I don't know how it works in random hotels. Who knows? Anyway, here's Cars into Weatherall. Short and wide again. This one's been played uppishly out towards cover. I think it might have gone for 6. No, it's 4. It's 4. Just really poor stuff, this from Bryden Cast. He bowled so well. It's 24 for no loss after 5.3. It was short and wide. And the first one he sort of played in front of cover. The second one, he played sort of uppishly over point, nearly for 6. So Weatherall is playing some shots. Like, anything that's sort of short, they're going after. And Bryden Cast knows that. It's not an issue that the batter's going after you, but you're just giving away free runs. It's a poor length. That's not the direction you want. You got to get it straighter, buddy. Here's Cast in. This time, oh, that was a good ball. That was a really good ball. Just tailed in off a good length. Nearly took off stump. It was left alone at the last second by Weatherald. In not very convincing manner, I have to say. That was good much better from Cast. Went a little bit fuller. A bit straighter as well. And the ball hit a nice spot off the surface and just came in a touch. Really good stuff. Just got to do that more consistently. Just cut out anything short and wide. Like wide, nothing needs to be wide, bro. Nothing needs to be wide. Just got to keep it on a good length, and the line needs to be straight on that 4th, 5th stump line. Here's Carson again. There's a short again. But this time he beat him for pace. He was looking to pull that ball, was Weatherald, and just couldn't get a hold of it. Well, that's weird. Wasn't a particularly quick delivery either. 135 Ks. Weatherald looking to pull it, but he just got a bit of arm on it. He's on to 13. Oh my god. I think it's another no ball. What are you doing, Bryden Cast? Oh, goodness me. That was a top edge onto the helmet. They might do a little concussion check. But that's another no. What is going? That's his 3rd no ball. 3rd no ball, Bryden Cast. What are you doing? Overstepping for a 3rd time. Like, you sort of understand the 1st and 2nd time. There's a bit of exuberance. There's this passion. There's like, you're kind of G'd up. You want to go hard. You want to bowl as fast as possible. Steal a yard. But 3 times is unforgivable. And he comes again. This is full. Just push defensively to extra cover, no run. Australia 25 for no loss after 5.5 overs. Yeesh. Anyway, if you're watching the video, give us a thumbs up, please. Give us a like. Always helps in the algorithm and stuff, and more people can join us. Feel free to drop us a comment. Let us know you're watching. I hope you're enjoying the coverage. 1 ball to come in this over. It's been eventful. 2 really poor deliveries so far, though. And that, like, if he gets hit for a 4 the last ball, he'll really regret that no ball. It's been very disappointing, Bryden Cast, even though he found some good areas. Oh my goodness, over pitching and driven away. That's a beautiful drive from Weatherald. It was a half volley outside off stump for the left-hander. That's easy. Just drives it away. 6 overs gone. Australia are 29 for no loss. 29 for no loss. That's extraordinary. It's been a very, very good start from Australia. And it has to be said, a poor start from England, I'm going to say. Yeah, I feel like they need to improve very quickly. An early wicket is a must here, really. You can't leave Australia with this opportunity. This would be devastating. Right. I'm just gonna quickly adjust things. Very good. Okay, now then, 26 for no loss. And there were 3 boundaries in that last over as well, man. There were 2 balls that were short and wide and 1 that was overpitched. They could be hitting casts out of the attack. I want to see a bit of Josh Tongue as well. Josh Tongue is playing in this game. Looking forward to seeing him in action. Archer's going to continue though. Wow. So I think Archer has given away just 4 runs, which means that Bryden Cass has gone for 24 from his 3 overs so far. Like, economy rates don't mean a lot, obviously, in Test cricket. Anyway, here's Archer in, as that ball's defended to cover again, no run. So Archer's bowled now 19 balls and he's conceded just the 4 runs. Bryden Cass has gone for 24 in 18 balls. Again, it doesn't matter. Economy is just irrelevant in Test cricket, but it does mean, like, you're not exerting pressure. You need to find a way to exert pressure, but, like, you can't. It's really poor. It's been a really good start, this, from Australia. At Adelaide, every time they show a wide shot off the ground, I'm like, wow. Right, Archer into head, who defends from his crease into the covers, no run. 145 kilometers per hour, that one. So you do get the feeling that he just rushes onto you a little bit. Archer. Like, even a batter who's in the kind of form that Travis Head is in, and just a fearless cricketer, he still needs to give himself an extra second, extra little moment before he plays him. I can't say extra second. The ball's at you in less than a second. Yeah, they've just shown the cluster of dots, and they're all really in a similar area. Those boundary balls, not good. It's ominous, isn't it, already? Here's Archer into head, who flicks the ball away into mid-wicket. There is no run. Right, I think a friend of mine is joining me, so just hold tight, and I'm going to open the door and welcome my friend into the stream. He's not a famous person, don't worry. No. Not food delivery, nothing. All good. We shall continue. 29 for no loss, Australia, after 6.3 overs. My goodness. Right. Here's Jofra Archer. In. Ooh, again, that one kept a little bit low. Head defense from his crease, 145.7 kilometers per hour. Anyway, thanks for everybody's joining me again. Just give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment if you're watching. Let us know what you're thinking about the game. Join the conversation. 29 for no loss. I've never been to Adelaide, but I'd love to go. It looks beautiful. Especially in the summer, the Australian summer. It's freezing in England right now, I can tell you. In Blackburn, my God, so cold today. Oh, this time again. Oohs and ahs from England as the ball strikes head quite high up on the thigh. It's been a good over this. This has been a really good over from Jofra Archer. 5 dots in a row now. Now, built a bit of pressure. Can you capitalise? Can you get a wicket? There you go, just pinned him above his pads, on his thigh pad. On his back leg as well, but he was up on his toes, so there was never any real call for LBW. It was going quite high. Travis Head, not super tall, but still, ball going over, no appeal for LBW or anything like that. But this has been a really good over. Can he finish it well, Jofra Archer? Is this going to be the ball? And he comes with his 3 slips, and again, Travis Head awkwardly fends the ball off back towards the bowler. He didn't know too much about that. 29 for no loss after 7 overs. 30.4 degrees in Adelaide today. 30.4 degrees is the weather. That's Fahrenheit, by the way. That's hot. Probably not insanely hot, actually. Probably gets hotter than that in Australia, I imagine. So, 29 for no loss after 7 overs. Australia. What do you make of the start, guys? As I say, already looks a little bit ominous, doesn't it? I'm using my phone to do this live stream and my laptop to watch it, so I'm not able to tweet right now. It's something I would do or post on X, whatever. Something I normally do watching the Ashes. Here's Cars into Weatherald, who gets forward and defends the ball to mid-on. There is no run. Not a lot to say, really, at the moment, other than that Australia good, England bad. England, couple of moments. I suppose you only need a couple of moments, don't you? As a bowling side. 10 good moments, you take 10 wickets. Doesn't matter, I suppose, what you do either side of that, but you have a better chance of taking those wickets if you can build a bit of pressure, string together a good sequence of play. If we think about England in the last match, the catches that were put down, my goodness. Shocking performance, really. Now, here we go. Bryden Cass into Jake Weatherall. This is short and wide, and he's gone after it as Weatherall. He's missed it completely. He was trying to pull the ball. It was so wide outside off, he didn't get anywhere near it. Really bizarre shot to play, really. He's better off playing the same shot he played previously, which is trying to carve the ball over the covers for 4 or 6 or whatever. But he's gone after it. It was short and wide again, though. I don't know if this is a plan from England or what, but I don't get it. Short and wide is not the way to go. But they're persevering with this. I think they're much better off trying to swing the ball back into the left-handers, particularly Cass, because he's at that kind of pace where you can cause trouble bringing the ball back in. Here's Bryden Cass in once again to Weatherald. Short and wide again. He's gone after it again. Again, he misses it and he goes through to the keeper. Weatherall's missing out here. These were 2 balls that were hit-me balls. Cass is getting a little bit lucky. It's a very strange sort of area to bowl in. That's exactly with 4 of the 5 boundaries have been hit to balls that were short and wide outside the off stump. There was one that was overpitched, and that was driven away through the covers, but very bizarre strategy. Right. Here we go. Bryden Cass into Weatherald, who turns the ball just wide of mid-wicket. They take a single. Australia move on to 29 for no loss. Wow. Well, it's all Australia so far. In many ways, I think these matches are more interesting when England bat first. Not for any other reason other than just you know that anything can happen. With Australia at the moment batting first on a good batting surface, even with everything about Steve Smith not playing, like you get the feeling they're going to be all right, right? You know, I get that feeling every time. They're going to be fine. It's Australia. They're not going to crumble or fall over or anything like that. So England, there's a chance that they could either run away with the game and have a sequence where they just score 60, 70 runs in 10 overs. And here's Carson again. Full, driven, straight to cover. Straight to cover. Zach Crawley fields. There's no run. Score remains 30 for no loss. 1 ball to come in the 8th over. Yeah, it's just more fun. I feel like it's more fun when England bat first. I feel like. I don't know. All right. Cass. He's got 1 more ball to come. He's sort of come close to making things happen. I know he's overstepped. He hasn't overstepped so far this over. Let's see if he can get out of this over without bowling another no ball. But he's bowled a couple of really nice deliveries. Just needed to do more of that. String more of them together. Here's Carson for the last ball of his 4th over. This is short and wide. He just mistimed that one head. He just sort of lifted it over the covers. It's not going to go to the boundary. They'll get back for 2, I think. Yeah. Stokes with the throw. And head takes 2. He goes into double figures. Weatherald on 18. Head on 10. Australia 32 for no loss after 8 overs. Well. This is very much straightforward for Australia so far. They haven't had to take any chances. They've not had to do anything crazy. They've not had to take any risks, really. And England have bowled a couple of nice balls. They've had a couple of nice moments, but just not been able to string enough of them together to create any serious pressure on Australia. There's been runs on the offing. Here's Cast in, and that ball's turned to mid-wicket, no run. I just realised there was an extra ball in that over because he overstepped again. He overstepped again. How? How is he doing this? How Bryden Cast? How many times? That's the fourth no ball the guy's bowled, bro. 4 no balls. My goodness. This is going to be maddening to watch as an England fan. 4 no balls in his first 4 overs. And now he's got another ball to bowl. Australia. It's not like you need to gift them runs at the moment, but England really doing that. If you're watching, by the way, little thumbs up would be very, very helpful to the video. 33 for no loss, Australia after 8 overs. And the vast majority of those runs have been conceded by Bryden Cast. Yeah, 28 of the 33 runs that Australia have scored have come from have come off the bowling of Bryden Cast. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Appreciate it. Here's Archer into Weatherald. Bowls and just strikes Weatherald high up on the pad again. And they've done that a few times, quite a few times. England, with their pace, have just struck the pads. But never threatening, no real appeals for LBW, no real alarm for Australia. Goodness. What do England need to do here differently? I say let's see a little bit of Josh Tongue. You've brought him into the side. No Gus Atkinson. We've got Josh Tongue this time around. Let's get him in action. I think it's time for Bryden Cast to take a break. I know it's a bit brutal after 4 overs, but my guy keeps overstepping or bowling short and wide. Here's Archer in again, short, and spooned it up in the air, and the catch is taken. Catch is taken. Jofra Archer with the breakthrough. It was short. It rushed onto Jake Weatherall. He floats the top edge up in the air, and England take the catch. It was Jamie Smith behind the stumps who took the catch. 1 wicket down. Australia 33 for 1. Well, almost against the run of play a little bit. Good pace from Jofra. First proper short ball. And Weatherall was looking sort of pulley. Got a top edge. It floated up in the air. Jamie Smith got underneath it. England have a breakthrough. A breakthrough. Well. Australia 33 for 1. Weatherall goes for 18 of 27. He's been out there for 39 minutes. And now, England, with a little opening here, needed that. Desperately needed that. Just to give themselves something to get excited about. And also, interesting to know, no massive celebrations from England after taking that wicket. They know it's just the beginning. We've got a lot of work still to do. A lot of work. But that's a big blow for Australia, losing Weatherall. Obviously, they've got plenty of batting to come. It's a really good batting track. They'll back themselves to get back on top. It's Marnus Lambashane who's making his way out to the middle. And I think fair to say pretty good bat is Marnus Lambashane. Phenomenal. You got 65 and 3 in the second test, so they'll want to make a bigger impression this time around, although of course Australia did win both matches. But right here, Jofra Archer has delivered an early breakthrough. And Archer's bowled quite well here. I know I talked about getting Josh Tongue in to replace Bryden Cast. I would still do that, by the way. But Jofra Archer just bowling that nagging length, that nagging line, and then eventually going for the short ball, causing the demise of Jake Weatherall. He's bowled really well, just conceded the 4 runs so far from he's in his 5th over at the moment, is Jofra Archer. So that's a really good start for him. Been miserly with his bowling. Now, what can he deliver to Marnus Lambashane? Imagine if he got him first ball. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if he got him first ball? Well, takes some doing. Marnus, very decorated record. Hugely successful player. Big average, lots of runs, made runs all over the world. Quality player. This is it. This is a big battle. Now, what did they just tell me? Marnus Lambashane averages 70.88 in the 10 test matches that he's played at Adelaide. 70.88. Let's call it 70.9. He averages at Adelaide in the last 10 innings he's played there. Oof. Archer into Lambashane, who defends his first ball from his crease to backward point, and there is no run. Archer is definitely rushing the Australian batters. Like, the ball is coming on very quickly, and they're feeling that pace, the Australians. It's just nipping in fast. Really impressive stuff from Archer so far. Keeping pressure on this. Somebody's got a styrofoam ashes like thing in the crowd. How weird. Anyway, 2 slips and a leg slip still in place. Archer in short, and Manus ducks underneath it. It goes through to the keeper. I like this. I like this short ball ploy. Do you remember what Steve Smith said to Jofra Archer at the end of the second test? I think there's a little bit of a fire underneath Jofra Archer. I think he's a big social media guy. I'm sure he saw the posts, and now it's time for a bit of payback. Although Steve Smith's not playing, but you know what I mean. There we go. Bowl fast when there's nothing going on, champion. That's what he said. That's what he said. Archer into Lambashane. Bowls and ooh, that's a good length just outside the off stump. Lambashane left it alone, but it wasn't a very convincing leave. It wasn't a million miles away from off stump. It was sort of hitting 5th stump, I would say, so not far. That's a really good area actually from Jofra Archer. Can he keep hitting that area? Keep building pressure. It's very impressive stuff, this from Jofra Archer. Really, really good spell of bowling. But just needs to keep challenging with those deliveries. It's all about consistency. You've got to keep applying pressure. Be metronomic if you can. This is terrific over. It was on track for a wicket maiden here, is Jofra Archer. And he comes. Edged and drops short of first slip. Oh my goodness, that was a genuine edge, but the ball just sort of floated in the air and dropped short of Joe Root at first slip, just bounced in front of him. But what an over from Jofra Archer. My guy's making things happen. Wicket maiden. Australia 33 for 1 after 9 overs. And now it feels exciting, man. You're going to have to pry that ball out of Jofra Archer's hand. Let's see if Bryden Cast gets another over. Do you reckon he's going to get another over? I don't think he's getting another over. Maybe he will. I don't know. Let's see. We'll find out in a minute. I'm showing an advert on TNT Sports in the UK, by the way. That's what I'm using to watch. From my hotel in Blackburn. Thanks for joining us, everybody who's with us. Appreciate your thumbs up. Appreciate your comments. Right. Bryden Cast is going to continue. He's bowled 4 overs, 0 for 28 so far. And he comes to Travis Head full and driven nicely by Head. And caught! No, it was driven uppishly. The catch is taken. Bryden Cast takes the wicket. A really loose shot from Travis Head. And England have a second wicket. Australia 33 for 2. I thought it was a mistake. I'll be honest. I thought it was a mistake to let Cast continue. He's over-pitched. It should have gone for 4, but Travis Head has just driven it aerially. Let's take another look at it. It was full in that driving area. He's driven it straight to cover. Zach Crawley gets his hand underneath it, diving to his left-hand side. And he's kept his hand underneath the ball. That is a stunning catch from Zach Crawley. Very, very impressive stuff. One for the highlight reel. England have a second wicket. Australia 33 for 2 after 9.1 overs, and both openers, Jake Weatherald and Travis Head, have been dismissed. What a start. Right. Let's have a look at the comments. Alcastar, I'm not a cricket fan, but getting into it. Steve Smith, that's Steve Smith. Oh, I missed that. All right, I'll try and find it here. But the second wicket down, man, that's very impressive. Right, I'm not a cricket fan, but getting into it. Does Steve Smith have to be completely out for the entirety of all the match days? Yeah, he's out, man. He's gone. And Calstar also happy that England have taken the wicket. Yeah, that means Steve Smith can play no further part in this game. Like, they've started with Usman Khawaja instead of Steve Smith. Like, he's come in for him. Here's Khawaja in. There was nothing about Khawaja in the build-up. In fact, a lot of people before this game, myself included, thought that he might have played his last test match. But here he is out in the middle. Steve Smith can't play. He's got a terrific record, more than 6,000 runs from his 86 matches in tests, averaging 43.56, 16 centuries, a best score of 232. Usman Khawaja. He's going to face up to Bryden Cast. I was talking about Bryden Cast coming off. I'll be honest. I said let's take him off. Let's get Josh Tongue on, but well, he's delivered a wicket. It's not the best ball he's ever bowled, but I think he owes Zach Crawley a drink. What a catch from Zach Crawley. If you get a chance, that's one to look up on the highlights. Really impressive stuff. Here's Cars into Quadja, short and left alone outside the off stump. He's bowling a lot of short and wide stuff. I'm not understanding this at all. It's either been like full half volleys or short and wide stuff. Don't get it. Just feels a bit pointless. Feels like an easy one for the batters. You know what I mean? If you can get it straighter, then I'd sort of understand. But yeah, no. Right, here he is again. Cast this time a little bit fuller, a little bit less wide, but still a comfortable lead for Usman Khawaja. Well, Australia in a bit of trouble here. They won the toss earlier, decided to bat first. It looks like a really good wicket. The ball's not doing a huge amount, and somehow they find themselves 33 for 2 with both of their openers back in the dressing room. They have no Steve Smith, so Marnus Lambashane and Usman Khawaja. A bit of a tough job here. England's bowlers with the tails up. A long way to go, but an encouraging start this for England, I think it's fair to say. Cast into Khawaja, who leaves this one alone outside the off stump. They're making lots of noise, the England players, oohs and ahs, but I mean, I was nowhere near the bat and very comfortable leave, but even so, this is cool, man. This game just got interesting. Thanks everybody who's joined the live stream. Thanks, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of what's going on. England in with a bit of a chance there, aren't they? It looks like it. Looks that way. Let's have a little look. Okay. Now then, where are we? There we go. Apologies, just organizing my laptop. Right, anyway, 33 for 2. TNT Sports providing the coverage. I can hear some of their commentary, and I've got it at very low volume, obviously, because I'm on YouTube, so I can't stream their coverage or infringe on their copyright, but I can watch and I can describe and watch along with you. I'm sure most of you are watching it on a second screen as well. I'm just here to keep you company, guys. Class into Khawaja. Bowls. Khawaja just works this way down towards fine leg. Should be able to pick up a single and get off the mark. He does. So Khawaja's off the mark. Labuschagne not quite yet. Australia 34 for 2. With one ball to come in the 10th over of this innings. Who saw this coming? Anybody? I'll be honest, I didn't see this coming. I thought this would be I thought this could go the other way. I thought this could become quite a difficult session for England. But pulling it back. Yeah, pulling it back. Very impressive stuff, this from Jofra Archer in particular, but also Bryden Cast has picked up the wicket right. Here we go. One more ball to come in the 10th over. It's Cast into Marnus Lambashane. Bowls, and that's been turned away, but straight to square leg. And Ben Duckett does the fielding. There is no run. So there we go. 10 overs into the innings. 34 for 2. Australia. So there we go. Very, very interesting stuff. Give me a moment, guys. I'll be right back. If you're watching this video after the fact, then just fast forward to when you see me on screen again. But I'll be right back in a second. They're going to take a little drink at 10 overs. I'm going to do the same. Just give us a moment. I was wrong. They're not taking a drink. Jofra Archer is back in. I'll put my phone on charge. Excellent. Here we go. Archer outside the off stump, left alone, no run. Great stuff. This is interesting. This is very exciting now, isn't it? Oh, my phone stand's gone a bit wonky. Let's just fix that. There we go. I think that's all right. It doesn't really matter. It's really just what I'm saying that you want to know. I need to try and find a better backdrop, but like I'm in a hotel, man, working. So 35 for 2, I think, is the score. Yeah, there's loads of umming and ahhing from 34 for 2, I beg your pardon. Archer in. That ball's worked just in front of square leg. They're running through a quick single direct hit. No direct hit. They get through just about safely. That's not too loud. Yeah, 34 for 2. 35 for 2, sorry, after 10.2 overs. Just looking a little bit nervy now, the Australians. And it's still got Josh Tongue to come. So, interested to see what happens when he's introduced into the attack. But 2 early wickets for England. They'll be really, really pleased with this. Got rid of Travis Head, who can be so dangerous, can score so fast. And Jake Weatherald as well is back in the dugout. In the dressing room, beg your pardon. No dugouts, this isn't T20. 35 for 2. Here's Archer into Lambashane, who defends the ball back to the bowler. There is no run. It's just Jofra Archer spell. It's must-watch stuff. How many overs do you give him? You don't want to bowl him into the ground. How many overs do you give Jofra Archer here? It's a big question. No obvious answer. You don't want to break him. Still got 2 tests after this as well. But you got to win this for those tests to mean anything. Yeah. Maybe it'll be him who's replaced. Maybe Cast continues. I don't know. Here's Archer in. This time leading edge into the offside, just wide of the fielder at point. We'll give chase. They'll take a single. And Lambashane off the mark with that single. Not very convincing run, but it's a run nonetheless. 36 for 2 Australia. 2 balls to come in the 11th over. Jofra Archer bowling with pace if you've just joined us. Archer has a wicket and Cast has a wicket. Archer nearly had a second wicket as well, actually, his wicket taking over. 1 ball just dropping short of the keeper of first slip, I beg your pardon. Really good stuff this from England. Already worked up a sweat as Jofra Archer. Understandable. There's 2 balls to come in a 6th over. Be careful. Don't break him. Fast bowlers, man, they can pick up so many different injuries. You have to be careful. Stress fractures and all sorts. It's because it's sort of an unnatural position to put your body in. Anyway, here's Archer into Usman Khawaja down the leg side. That's one he wishes he could have back. Dot ball in the scorebook, but it's a ball that achieves nothing. Australia 36 for 2. Khawaja 2 off 7. Lambashane 1 off 7. And as I mentioned, if you're just joining us, it's been really good stuff from... it started well for Australia anyway, but England have upped the ante after those first 2 wickets. Really putting some pressure on Australia now. Bowling well, bowling straight, looking for a third. Looking to turn this good passage into a dominating passage. Here's Archer into Khawaja, who turns the ball nicely off his hips out towards fine leg for a single. I'll take him to 3. Australia 37 for 2 after 11 overs. Khawaja has just 2 scores of 50 plus in his past 27 test innings. Yeah, a point to prove for Usman Khawaja for sure, who probably wasn't expecting to play today. I don't think anybody expected Usman Khawaja to play today. Maybe Usman Khawaja himself didn't expect to play, but because of Steve Smith's illness, he's been given an opportunity. Steve Smith was scheduled to be in the lineup, was at practice, everything, walked off at the start of the day, and it was later told to us that he has a sort of vertigo-like illness. So that's why he's not featuring in this match. Here we go. Been waiting for this for a while. Josh Tongue into the attack. It's his 7th test match. Got 31 wickets to his name, averaging exactly 30. Big fast bowler. What can Josh Tongue do? Usman Khawaja on strike. 2 slips in place. Josh Tongue's first ball is just wide of off stump. Goes through to the keeper, no run. Not ultra fast, 136 kilometers per hour. It's fast loosener for a bowler like that. I mean, you can bowl in excess of 90 miles an hour, obviously, so I'm going to say fast loosener. I know it's a bit harsh, but it's fine. Anyway, again, everybody who's been watching the live stream, appreciate you, man. Thanks for staying with me. And appreciate the thumbs ups and the comments and all that kind of stuff. Keep them coming. If you're watching, keep dropping us comments, please. Keep the conversation going with me. There's Josh Tongue. This is a very exciting phase of the game as well. England have 2 early wickets. Can they get a third? Tongue in. That ball just rises slightly awkwardly on Khwaja, who defends into the onside. But that one just lifted a little bit off the surface. 138 kilometers per hour. So it's not like the express pace of Jofra Archer, but it's still quick and it comes off the surface quickly. He's tall man as Josh Tongue. Brendan McCullum, big fan of tall, fast bowlers. He's getting into such an unusual position. They just showed him releasing the ball. I mean, let's go with that ball. I hope he's okay. I hope he stays fit and he's talked to some biometrics people. Here we go. Here's Josh Tongue in again. A bit fuller and left alone by Khwaja. Kept quite low on its way through to keeper. A bit more pace that time. 140 kilometers per hour. So, who came off? Cast came off, yeah? Meaning Archer to continue, Cast to have a change of ends. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the other side, isn't it? There's been tidy stuff from Cast so far. Tongue, I beg your pardon, so far. And he comes. That's left alone outside the off stump as well. Let's have a look. Had another comment. Let's give this a little read. Australia may still win this test, but I'm not watching this test. The Khwaja obsession from the selectors is too much for me. He could still score a 50, but where's the future? Let the granny retire. That's Jen Will Bolandres 980. I mean, I'm with you, man. Like, I mean, Khwaja's had a good career. He's had a lean run. In this series in particular, I think Australia have really over-indexed on experience. I think that's been their big thing. Here's Tongue in again. That's left alone outside the off stump through to the keeper. I mean, he could get some runs there as well, I suppose. And it's interesting from a sort of neutral perspective to see, or like an England perspective even, just to see how well Khwaja does and what he's got to do, what he's got to contribute in this game. Like, they're looking at him as a sort of almost like-for-like replacement for Steve Smith, which I know was heresy to some people, but he's had that kind of run in him before. He's not had the consistency of Steve Smith, and he certainly hasn't had the form over the last 27, 28 matches or whatever it's been. Josh Tongue has got Khwaja out before as well, you know, and he comes again, and that one keeps a bit low. Back to the bowler, no run. So Josh Tongue starts his business in the Ashes with a maiden. And pretty consistent maiden that as well, like pretty solid length outside the off stump. Nothing too wasteful. Just keeping Usman Khwaja on his toes. And, big match for Khwaja as well. I wonder what that does to you psychologically as well, because you're not expecting to play. You're thinking, all right, well, you know, Steve definitely getting the game. You know, they're going with Weatherald at the top and not getting a look in. You know, Sam Constas is probably next cab off the rank. Like, what am I looking at? But you never know. Weird things happen in cricket, man. Weird things happen. You've always got to be ready. But I just wonder, psychologically, I'm sure it helps that Australia are 2-0 up. Yeah, I'm sure that makes a big difference to the psyche of the team. I wonder if they're having a drink now. 37 for 2 is the score. And they're getting a long commercial. Yeah, they're taking a drinks break at the moment. They're taking a drinks break right now. While that drinks break is going on, how about some predictions, guys? What do we think is going to happen in this test match? We've seen a little phase of play already. Hold on. Sorry about that if you hear that little WhatsApp sound. Just messaging my friend. There we go. A friend of mine who wanted to join is going to get some rest and well deserved. Right now then, England taking a drink. I bet that drink will taste a lot better. After that first hour, England got themselves back in the game. It was looking the 2 dismissals just were so against the run of play. Like, they were playing really, really well, Australia. Both of those opening batters, Weatherald and Steve Smith. If you're just joining us, I can tell you that Australia won the toss, opted to bat first. Really good wicket. Started quite well against the run of play. Jofra Archer has Weatherall dismissed off a top edge, which is caught by the keeper. He was looking to pull the ball, got a little top edge. It floated in the air, catch taken by the keeper, Jamie Smith. And then Bryden Cast bowls a half volley outside off stump, which Travis Head drives aerially, and Zach Crawley pulls off a stunning catch to his left hand side, low to his left hand side. And that's it, really. They're the only two things that have gone England's way, really, today. And that's all you need, really. We were talking about this earlier. Well, I was talking about this earlier. You just need 10 moments of inspiration. And, England got 2 of those, and they've got 2 wickets already. And Usman Khawaja, the man of the moment that everybody's talking about, he's out in the middle alongside Marnus Labuschagne. He wasn't even supposed to be playing this game. There's a few comments. Let's see. Even bringing back a Renshaw is better. I'm sure Khawaja is a great teammate, probably why they brought him back. I'm also not convinced of Weatherall, still 1.5 test old to his test career. Yeah, it'll take him a while, Jen. I hope I'm saying that right, Jen. Sorry, I'm going off his screen name, but yeah, obviously they shouldn't be judging anybody this early on in their career. But once you pick a player, you want to give them a bit of rope. You want to give them a bit of time to just establish themselves. Now, here we go, and to work out what they contribute to the team. I think you're quite right. People really like Usman Khawaja. Like, everybody speaks really highly of him, of his teammates and things. Ben Stokes is into the attack, ladies and gents. And he comes to Marnus Labuschagne. Now just leaves the ball outside the off stump. Cast didn't do anything other than that wicket. What'd you say? Sorry. Cast didn't do anything in that wicket, just brilliance from Crawley. Yeah. So Cast bowled a couple of really good balls early when the shape was working for him. But other than that, he bowled short, he bowled wide, he overstepped. It was just bad. It was really poor from Cast, really. And that's why the over where he took his wicket, I was asking for him to be taken off. I was like, let's get Josh Tongue in the action. But then he got the wicket from out of nowhere, and it was brilliance from Crawley. Just a couple of inspired moments from England. Here's Stokes in again. This is short. It's been pulled away by Marnus Labuschagne. Fielder at fine leg has a bit of work to do, but he does it well. It's Bryden Cast. Cuts the ball off in the deep. They'll just take a single. Throw comes in for the deep. Trickles towards Khawaja, who picks up the ball and hands it to the keeper because he's a nice guy. 38 for 2 Australia. Good start this for England. Can they capitalise the uncertainty or maybe the instability in the mind of Khawaja right now? Can they take advantage of it? Maybe there's some nerves there. He's on 3 off 14. Marnus Labuschagne 2 off 9. Opportunities there for England. Stokes and Josh Tongue, the bowlers, giving Archer and Cast a bit of a break. Here's Ben Stokes in again with his 2 slips in place. Bowls, again, good length, left alone outside the off stump. But it's a good length though outside off. Just that challenging channel. 38 for 2, the score remains after 12.3 overs. But a decent session this for England. Pretty decent stuff. I think the journos will like this. I think fans will like this. I think it'll keep them, interested, excited, optimistic, all those things. Stokes has got Khawaja out twice in test matches. Khawaja averaging 13.5 to Stokes. Here's the next ball. Slightly shorter length. It's just punch to cover. There is no run. Score remains 38 for 2 off 12.4 overs. This is a very interesting phase of the game. Very interesting start to the test match. They've all started quite interesting, to be fair. They don't last that long, annoyingly. I'm hoping this one goes a bit further. I'd love to see a day 5 finish this time around. That'd be cool. England will take any day finish as long as they win. Here's Stokes. Oh, nearly chops onto his stumps that time. Inside edge onto his pad from Usman Khawaja. Ball rolls away. There is no run. Living dangerously at the moment. These guys got a lot of work to do. Now, it's going to be very interesting phase in the game. Can England capitalise? Pick up another wicket. Here's Stokes. And more convincing defensive shot that time from Usman Khawaja into the covers. There is no run. The score remains 38 for 2 after 13 overs. This has been good stuff from England. Last couple of overs really good as well. Just keeping that pressure on. I think after the first session, which is still a long way away, we're only an hour and 10 minutes into this one, but I'll probably kill the stream. But if you're enjoying it, please do let other people know. Obviously, helps the algorithm, watch time, all that stuff. I'm trying to get my watch time up on YouTube at the moment and try and get to that monetization point. And at that point, I'll start making content more regularly, maybe put more production value into it and things like that. It's not bad though. I got light. It's not bad, right? Anyway, Josh Tongue. There he comes into Marnus Lamashane, short and pulled away nicely down towards fine leg. Jofra Archer tidies up out there, pick up a single. Score moves to 39 for 2 after 13.1 overs. But yeah, I'd appreciate it if you showed the channel some love, looked at subscribing maybe, or watching some videos, leaving comments, all that kind of stuff, everything to help in the algorithm. It helps. I post a lot of YouTube shorts. A lot of the shorts people like, they're just sort of quick little hits of cricket stuff. But it's the longer content that I need some support on, so appreciate it. Right, here's Josh Tongue into Usman Khawaja, who leaves another good length ball outside the off stump. And it goes through to the keeper. It's good pace now regularly from Josh Tongue. 140 kilometers per hour again, that last one. Australia 39 for 2. Both openers back in the dressing room. You might be thinking, is Steve Smith out there? No, Steve Smith is not playing. Had vertigo-like symptoms. So he's not made the starting 11 for Australia. And instead, Usman Khawaja is out in the middle. Don't know how many people expected to see that. Here's Tongue. Into Khawaja again. Short and wide. Left alone. 141.6. Bowls at a very decent pace, Tongue. It's a very good bowler. It's when Brandon McCullum likes you as a bowler or as a cricketer of any kind, he's going to stick with you. He's the kind of captain who likes to really, the kind of coach who likes to really commit to the players that he likes. A few people have said in the build-up to this, Adelaide was the one venue where conditions might suit England. Is Tongue in again. Khawaja works it just wider mid-on, not enough space to take a single, casts onto it very quickly. I keep thinking there's like a red, like the ball marks on the shirts, but I think there's a sponsor underneath the number on the back of England's test shirt. There's too many sponsors on test shirts these days. I get it. You got to make your money and all that, but you got your sponsor there, you got your sponsor there, you got a sponsor on your sleeve. Like, how much is too much? India's test shirt has the stripes, the full Adidas stripes. Tongue in. Oh, looking for a pull shot, Khawaja, but didn't get hold of it at all. Nearly chopped. That could have gone anyway. Could have chopped it onto his stumps, but in the end, he gets an under edge. Ball hits his pad and trickles out towards the leg side, and there's no run. But that could have been anything. And who's that? I think that's Jen saying, "Spare me from Khawaja's batting." I feel like if you're an Australian dude, man, don't you want him to hang around for a little while? Yeah, his face of the bat straight onto his pad, putting a lot of pressure on him. Big smile from Josh Tongue that time as well. There's Tongue into Khawaja, who leaves a short and wide one outside the off stump, leaves it alone. That was good pace from Tongue though, 148 kilometers per hour. He's ramping it up. I'm telling you, this boy can bowl fast. Boy can bowl very fast. Australia 39 for 2. It's been a cracking session so far. If you've just joined us, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Let us know if you're enjoying it. Yeah, hang around. He'll probably get out 15 off 57. But isn't that better than just getting out now and then you're 3 down and you're under pressure? Like, even if you just can, as they say, occupy the crease for a while and just prevent a sliding, a real mudslide for Australia. They gotta just hang in there, show a bit of tenacity. But I get it. It's not ultra. I mean, watching Khwaja and Lambashane at the same time is not ultra exciting, I suppose. But both good batters, bud. Everybody could have a lean run. I'm sure England will be very happy to see the back of either of them very quickly. Ben Stokes to continue. Just conceded 1 in his first over. Lambashane on strike. Here's Stokes. That ball just angling in off the surface. Defended into the offside and there's no run. All I know is we're 1 player short with Khwaja. This guy really doesn't like Usman Khwaja. It's hilarious. He's got 3 off 23. I mean, tell me this. Would you rather have a sick Steve Smith playing rather than a fully fit Khwaja? Like an ill Steve Smith playing. And you're 2-0 up in the series. Very strong position. And Stokes into Lambashane. He doesn't let go of the ball that time. I think he just lost his foot lost his run up in the footholes, maybe something like that. Ben Stokes just gesturing to the surface there. And Josh Tongue comes around to give a little point to a surface as well. They might get some sawdust out to dry up whatever the surface is. Let's have a look at his feet in the run up. He didn't seem to slip. Maybe just lost his rhythm a little bit. I don't know. Like bowling his thing. Point, but please prove me wrong, Usman, says Jen. Here's Stokes in again, left alone outside the off stump by Lambashane. I know, man, it's all love, like sports fans. Like, this is it, right? We come across as harsh as sports fans, but like, it's all love. It's love for nothing's personal, it's just love for the game. That last one from Stokes clocked in at 140 kilometers per hour. That can't be right. It didn't look that quick. Let's have another look at it. It was quite a full delivery. And it was left alone. Even so, 140 from Stokes? Oh, a bit of chat as well. Oh, there was a bit of chat from Marnus. Marnus gave a little bit of chat to Ben Stokes. I don't think Stokes responded. 2 slips still in place. Stokes into Lambashane, who defends the ball from his crease. And then shapes to sort of hit it again. The Marnus Lambashane is quite entertaining. A few nods from Stokes. This is interesting. There's a bit of back and forth going on between Stokes and Lambashane at the moment. As a batter, it's really dangerous to get caught up in back and forths with the bowler. Just taking a look. Oh, he's overstepped again. It's another one. I think that's the 5th no ball today from England for overstepping. Oh, goodness. 40 for 2. Intriguing battle this between Lambashane and Stokes. Stokes in. That's been glanced away down to fine leg. That's going to go for 4. There's no fine leg back there. That's 4 runs to Lambashane. Just poor delivery from Stokes. Maybe he was annoyed by bowling the no ball, but either way, he just had to get a little bit of bat on it and glance it away. Quality batter. He loved him at Gloucestershire. It was Gloucestershire, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was Gloucestershire where Lambashane played. 44 for 2. The verbals are continuing. Was it off the bat? I think it was off the bat. I'm pretty sure he got bat and then pad. Jamie Smith didn't have any chance of covering it. Although nowadays you see more and more batters strangle down the leg side. Yeah, it was confirmed off the bat. Here's Stokes into Lambashane, full, driven, only as far as mid-off. There is no run. Josh Tongue does the fielding. 44 for 2. Australia. It's been good stuff, this. From England. And Australia just looking to weather the storm at the moment. Just looking to keep England out. They don't want a 3rd wicket. Jamie Smith is as good as Aaron Ramsdale. Right, what else did you say? There's a few comments there. I'll come back to it in just a second, buddy. Here's Stokes into Lambashane. Full, driven beautifully. Oh, that is a gorgeous shot. That's the best shot of the day. Overpitched by Stokes. Lambashane gets forward and drives the ball through mid-off for a lovely, majestic boundary. That's That's really special. Lambert into double figures as well with that. He's on to 11. Australia 48 for 2 after 14.5 overs. That was glorious. Just a lovely, lovely shot. Right, let's have a look at that comment. Comment? No, not my top fans. A comment. Shot. Good stroke. Ah, okay. How long can they bowl like this when it's trying to get a hold around the ground? That's true. Like, it's unlikely that England will be able to keep this pace going forever. That's why it's all like the rotation of their bowlers is so important. As next ball's played at the offside, no run. In fact, back to the bowler, no run. 48 for 2. You're absolutely right. It's hard to maintain that pace. 48 for 2 after 15 overs. Good over for Australia. 2 boundaries from him, both off the bat of Marnus Lambert. He's on 11 off 17. Khwaja on 3 off 23. England playing a must-win test match in this series. If they lose this test, or even draw this test, that means they can't win the Ashes. So they have to find a win in Adelaide, England. They lost the toss, put into field, and they it looked like it would be all Australia in the beginning, playing some nice shots, very much in control. And against the run of play, 2 wickets fell, and England back in the game. Now they're just looking to force their way through this partnership. Josh Tongue into Usman Khwaja, who guides the ball off a thick outside edge past a diving backward point fielder. In fact, it goes between backward point and gully. Ollie Pope chases it down. They probably go back for 2, I think. Yes, it's 2 runs to that shot. Australia's 50 comes up. 50 for 2 after 15.1 overs. Really controlled shot that from Usman Khwaja. Really nice, actually. Just guided it. Just kept it down as well. His main thing was playing it with soft enough hands to keep it down so it didn't go straight to a fielder. Zach Crawley looked a little bit embarrassed that it went past him. But Tongue in again. This is shorter outside the off stump, left alone by Khwaja. It's a bit of mini recovery. Is it recovery? Yeah, I think so. 33 for 2 to 50 for 2. People can slide. But they put a little bit of pressure on Usman Khwaja, because England have all bowled around the wicket to him, not using that natural angle across to the left-hander. They bowled around the wicket. It's a definite plan against Usman Khwaja. Josh Tongue and Ben Stokes and everybody. Tongue in again. This ball, oh goodness me, what did he do there? He played it as if it pinged up off the surface, like trying to pull out the shot. It just looked a little bit embarrassed, really. All the slips just sort of turned and jumped behind them. What was going on? Speaking of cricket down under, did you see Shahid Afridi's debut? Do you mean Shaheen Afridi's debut? Because I saw Shaheen Afridi's debut. Shahid Afridi's debut was in 1996, bro. And I did see that as well. But yes, I think you're referring to Shaheen bowling 2 beamers in the Big Bash and getting thrown out of the attack. Yeah, it's not been a great start for all the Pakistanis, actually. I'll talk about that in a minute. Full from Tongue. And Khwaja defends back to the bowler, no run. So Shaheen was tossed out of the attack after getting pelted in his first 2 overs. Third over, bowled 2 beamers above 2 dangerous deliveries. So the umpire knocks him, says take a blow, that's it, which is the rule. Babar Azam, what a hype around his debut. He got out for 2. Rizwan, the other one of the big 3 of Pakistani cricket, he got out for 4. Only one who's had a good bash so far is Shadab. His Tongue in outside edge, and he's put it down. Catch has been put down. It was Harry Brook at second slip. It was going to him very quickly. Josh Tongue nearly had the breakthrough. He was living dangerously. Khwaja gets through for a single in the end, but that was a thick outside edge. Flew to Harry Brook at second slip. Full length dive. Let's take a look at the replay. But he's put it down. No. Yeah, he should. Oh, you got to take those, Harry. He was in position. He got both hands to it. You have to take those. England were criticised heavily for their poor catching in the last Test match. And there's another one to add to that highlight reel that's just not great. Like, it's not easy, but it's not a worldie. That's Harry Brook. You can't put down chances like that. You really can't. Tongue into Lambert, who guides the next one past that leg slip fielder out towards fine leg this time. Fielder will get round. He'll take a single. Usman Khwaja gets a life. Australia 52 for 2 after 16 overs. Josh Tongue desperately unlucky not to have a wicket to his name, and Harry Brook looking a little bit disappointed. He's got those shades, those Oakleys that they wear, look a bit like skateboarding, snowboarding sunglasses. Wandering around with that, man, that was disappointing. Right, let's have a read through some of these comments. Okay, that was awful. England in the casual drop catches. Yeah, you're bang on. I would have caught that just standing and one arm out. Don't worry, my star says Haris Rauf and he'll get 6 wickets. Yeah, I don't think he needed to dive there. He was sort of falling with it, wasn't he? He wasn't really diving. He was sort of falling with the ball. And Harry Brook, he's not come out of the slips. He's still in the slips. He's not left the slips yet. He's still there. 2 slips and a gully in place. Here's Stokes into Lambashane. Defends the ball to mid-on. There is no run. 52 for 2. And the TV director, whoever it is looking at that, keeps focusing on Harry Brook. Yeah, so you're a Melbourne Stars fan, Jen. Yeah, they'll be in action soon. I think they're the first team I got really excited about in the Big Bash because they had Maxwell. And I think they had Maxwell and Stoinis. So they do a really good fantasy cricket thing around the Big Bash. I think it's called Super Coach. I haven't played it this year just because I've got too much else going on, but it's usually really fun. Here's Stokes into Lambashane, who leaves another one that was close to his off stump. And Stokes been reasonably disciplined. I know he bowled the 1 no ball, but he's found a good line at times. That's a first strike for Harry. Just don't drop a Ben Duckett. Harry Brook. Goodness me. It's become like, I don't know if there's been just all the chat about him has made him, I don't know, man. I remember I was sitting in the stadium in Rawalpindi commentating, watching him score like 1,000 runs as Stokes is in, driven beautifully, this time straight to the fielder at extra cover, so there's no run. But I was there when England played Pakistan, when they scored 800 plus, and Harry Brook scored a triple century and he barely celebrated it. And like, it wasn't fun to watch that one. Like, I like Harry Brook. He's obviously an excellent player, very talented batter, but oh god, there's some people walking on top of the stadium. I think this is one of those like tours that they do this experience thing at the Adelaide Oval where you can walk on top of the stadium. A bit like the O2 in London. Stokes in, left alone, through to the keeper, no run. So people are just walking over the top. Alright, hold on. Let's have a look at these comments. Harry Brook, best thing since sliced bread. Would you sit on those sky seats? Yeah, absolutely. Or rather the roof seats. I don't know what those... the sky seats, right? Yeah, I know which ones you mean. I like that people do these creative things at these cricket stadiums, come up with different vantage points and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's fun. It's fun for the fans to do these things. I would do both of those, but I really like it. 31.4 degrees now in Australia, in Adelaide. Slightly fuller, defended into the onside by Lampshane. Good tie over this from Stokes so far. Yeah, I really like it. So at the Tottenham Stadium in London, they have this thing called the Skywalk, where you sort of dangle over the top of the stadium. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's just come up with new, interesting ways for fans to experience the game or enjoy match days. I'm all for that. All for that. Right, Stokes into Marnus Lambashane. Bowls, that's just been worked straight to Ben Duckett in front of square leg. That is the end of the over. A maiden from Ben Stokes. So Australia 52 for 2. Lambashane and Khwaja locked in battle with England at the moment. Yeah, this is going to be a big challenge. I'm not sure I like this weight transfer graphic they put on for the games these days. Like, it's vaguely interesting, but it just looks, I don't know. Yeah, they put percentages like weight transfer back from I don't know. Maybe it will add something. Maybe I'll get used to it. It's like the revometer. They used to have like a graphic that showed you how many revolutions the spinners were imparting on the ball, but like it didn't need to be more for the ball to spin more. It was just like, I don't know. It didn't catch on. I don't know if this will either. Tongue in full, flicked away nicely by Osman Khwaja. That's going to be a boundary. Best shot he's played so far, and it takes him to double figures. Josh Tongue just over pitching and straying in line, and Khwaja very quickly onto that and just flicked it away off his pads now towards the square leg boundary for 4. Josh Tongue knows he's bowled a bad ball. Usman Khwaja gratefully accepting the gift. Just turned his bat on it so nicely. He's on to 10. Australia 56 for 2. 2 deliveries into the 18th over. Very interesting. Tongue into Khwaja, who guides the ball of a thick outside edge to Gully on the bounce. There is no run. You're coming fast with these comments, man. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, but it's Tottenham. The history of Spurs, that's the only thing they have. Yeah, but I see that. I'm glad they have Frankenstein now. Over under 30 overs this session. Definitely under. I can't see them bowling 30 overs in a session because they've got just under half an hour now. I don't think they're going to bowl 13 overs in half an hour. But it feels like it's been better. And maybe it's just me, but it feels like it's been a better over rate than we've seen so far in this Ashes series. There's been a lot of faffing about. And Tongue into Khwaja, short, left alone, goes through to the keeper. Just ducked underneath that one to Khwaja, but that forward duck, not that duck, that duck. If that makes any sense. Tongue's bowled with good pace, and then just one bad ball. Khwaja dropped on 4 by Harry Brook off the bowling of Tongue. That's if he goes on to get 100. Oh, that's what all the stories will be about in the papers, in the press. Yeah, I'm not on TMS for the series, but I guarantee they've mentioned it 3 or 4 times so far already, as that ball's been played with soft hands just in front of cover. They run through for a quick single. Good running between the wickets by Lambashane and Khwaja. Obviously know each other well. Good communication. Australia 57 for 2. Big deal broadcasters. Khwaja dropped on 4. He's gone to 10. Now, I think it's a reminder now, so you know now that he was dropped on 4, just to keep track that every run right now is hurting England, theoretically. Not even theoretically, it is, because even if they got him for like 15, it was that moment in the game where they could have just pressed, you know what I mean? They had a chance to press. Oh, God, shoulder just clicked. Did you? I don't know if you could hear that on the stream. Click. Getting old, bro. Now, Tongue into Lambashane, full, defended back to the bowler, no run. Persisting with the 2 slips. Good energy in the slips, I suppose. Like they're trying to keep the spirits up for England, but this is tough. Next thing they'll do is Khwaja dropped on 15 and he's on 20. Oh, man. It's fun. Been waiting for this. Looking forward to watching this. It's Tongue into Lambashane. That's pushed it back to the bowler defensively. No runs, so 5 runs off that over. Australia 57 for 2 after 18. Yeah, I've been waiting for this all week, man. I'll watch anything really. I'm watching the Bash obviously every now and again. The timings aren't great for England. Not the timings that I'm keeping anyway. And then watch a bit of ILT20. Watched a bit of the IPL auction. Hey, Cam Green took the bag, didn't he? Big bag for Cam Green. But yeah, this is the one, man. Like something about cricket in Australia in the winter, even more so when it's the Ashes, obviously the English winter. I mean to say, just really love watching teams go over to Australia in the winter. It feels like a completely different kind of challenge, like a very unique challenge in cricket. A bit like teams coming over to England in the summer, but like this, it's more daunting. It feels way more daunting to see teams go to Australia in the Australian summer and try and compete with the mighty Oz. Now then, Stokes is going to continue for a 4th over. And he comes to Usman Khwaja. This is short and flicked away nicely and casually. And another boundary for Usman Khwaja out to square leg. It's a nice shot from Khwaja. Has picked up the length very quickly. It's a very good batting surface. You know, the bounce is very true and there's not going to be any demons or anything absurd going on. So just picked it up nicely. Picks up a boundary. Really good batting that from Khwaja. He can really make England pay. Harry Brook dropped him on 4. We'll see if that becomes a thing. Could still get him out reasonably quickly. It's a really quick outfield at Adelaide. Stokes into Khwaja, full driven. This time stopped by that's Josh Tongue at mid-on, isn't it? Yeah, no run. See a couple of comments. Let's read them now. I want to see Oz New Zealand test soon. I've been watching New Zealand in test matches. They had a little reset and they're doing decent now. They are doing decent. Dominant against the West Indies in that last test. Outfield is fast. It certainly is. It certainly is, Jen. Right. 61 for 2. Ben Stokes has got the ball in his hand. And he comes. Just worked, slightly mistimed actually. Wider tongue, but they'll pick up a single. Good awareness from Khwaja and Lambashane. Getting good communication between these two. They know each other well, you can tell. And they run well instinctively a little bit between the pair of them. 62 for 2 Australia after 18.3 overs. There's a person asking, this is Iron Brew Extra, which is like a soft drink in England. It's a sugar-free soft drink. It's the one I like. It's good. It's nice. You pick me up a bit of caffeine. Outfield is greener than Wimbledon courts. Don't know about that, mate. Listen, Wimbledon. Stokes into Lambashane. Full big appeal for LBW. Big appeal for LBW. Umpire's thinking about it. Umpire's thinking and says no. That looked straight, man. That looked very straight. Now, Stokes is gesturing with his hand to his fielders. Was there bat on that? And he gestured bat. I don't think he's going to review it. But it looked very straight. That was a big appeal for LBW. And they must have heard the noise. They must have heard the bat. Yeah, they've decided not to review it. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think there's just a little little inside edge onto the pad. Yeah, clear inside edge on ultra edge. So, good work. No, like I've seen people review for things like that before. I've definitely seen teams review for that. But clear inside edge, so kept their heads England there. Stokes in. Another delivery with nice shape on it. Maybe just a little bit too full. As Lambashane gets forward and pushes the ball to mid-off. And they're chatting, man. Lambashane is chatting. He's talking to Ben Stokes. Stokes is smiling as he walks back to his mark. Getting a little fiery. Taking another look at that delivery. Just went fuller and just straightened off the surface. The tiniest inside edge saved Lambashane there. Oh. Yeah. Marnus would have reviewed that. Yeah, he certainly would. Very clear with his gestures is Ben Stokes. And he comes to Marnus again, left alone outside the off stump. Classical leave there from Marnus and Lambashane. That's the end of an eventful over. 62 for 2. There was a boundary in that over. There's an appeal for LBW in that over. Now that I see it, Stokes has a wide run up. He does. He sort of angles in towards the stumps. He's changed it over time to protect his body. There's a huge appeal though. He was down on his knees. It was Shakespearean appeal from Stokes. I think Harry Brook wanted that more than anyone else. No, Brook dropped Khwaja, didn't he? Not Marnus. He was quite popular when he was over here, Marnus. Loads of people that met him and spent time with him in his county stint. Nothing but good things to say about him when he was over here. Josh Tongue now continuing into Khwaja, left alone outside the off stump. Easy one for Khwaja to leave. About just over 20 minutes to go in this session. I reckon England will get another 6 overs in, something like that. And yeah, bowl about 25 overs in this session. I'll get to this. I'll come back to those comments. In fact, yeah, he's walking back to his mark. Right, I'll come back to the comments in a second. 62 for 2, Australia. Here is Josh Tongue. In full, dug out by Khwaja towards mid-wicket, no run. Right, what does that say? Go on, Stokes, challenge it, lose your review. Marnus would have reviewed that. Now that I see it, Stokes' wide run up, and Khwaja has 16. I said 15 out. He'll make 100 now. Wishful thinking. I tell you what, the way this game is going, I don't even want to make any predictions because strange things are happening. Those 2 wickets came from out of nowhere. Right, Tongue. Into Usman Khwaja, who's carved this ball away. Now over backward point. A couple of bounces into the advertising sponge. It's a boundary for Khwaja. He's on to 20 now. 20 of 38 deliveries. Starting to score a bit more freely. Australia 66 for 2. And again, I know it's not a huge amount of runs yet, but he was dropped on 4 by Harry Brook. It wasn't a tough drop either. Every run that Khwaja gets is going to be winding him up right now. Or maybe not. Maybe he's not thinking about it. Harry Brook's a very interesting guy. Tongue into Khwaja. Slightly fuller. Khwaja flicks it past that short mid-wicket fielder, and there's a sliding stop from Bryden Cass, who ran around from mid-on, but can't prevent the single. So Khwaja, the non-strikers, and he's on 21 of 39. Lambashane on 12 of 29. Australia 67 for 2. Nice recovery. They were on 32 for 2, 33 for 2, something like that. It's been a good recovery from the Aussies. England would just be pleased to put Australia in the kind of position where they needed to recover from, I think. It's been the downfall in this series for me, England. Just haven't been able to capitalise on phases of play that have gone their way. His tongue into Lambashane. Turns this ball just wide of mid-wicket. No run. Yeah, he's coming over the wicket to Marnus Lambashane. There's Josh Tongue, as you'd sort of expect. Yeah, just there's been phases in this game, in this series, haven't there, where England were very much on top, in control, constantly, keeping the pressure on the Australians, but then just they let them get away every single time. Just let them get away. That first test was a bit crazy, but even so, they got to capitalize on moments. Tongue into Lambashane, down the leg side. And well taken by Jamie Smith. That was an awkward one. It was bouncing short of him, got his body behind it nicely, and make sure he covered the movement. So, end of the over. Australia still 67 for 2 after 20 overs. Just under 20 minutes to go in this session. It's been fun. It's been entertaining. It's been very, very interesting. Might go live again for the second session. It's just tricky because, if at home I would do it on my TV screen, and then I could live stream off my laptop, and I'd still have access to my phone. I could do my tweets and things, and just look stuff up and add a bit more context for this. But it's all right. It's not the end of the world. I can see my WhatsApps on my screen actually on my thing. You surprised Cass got picked instead? What you reckon Atkinson should have played? I think they. Well, let's come back to that. Stokes is in. Played wide of mid-on. They'll get through for a single. Really good running between the wickets. They've been really very impressive as Lambashane and Khwaja. The latter of whom is on to 22. Australia 68 for 2. Not really. I think Atkinson. Atkinson theoretically offers you more with the bat. Theoretically. But Cass is also decent with the bat. I think he just likes. I get the feeling McCullum. He likes something about Cass more. He really persevered with him. He could have lost interest in Cass last year after his whole sort of time out of the game, but he came back and he was featured prominently for England ever since. They like him. They like the bounce that he extracts, the movement he gets through the air. I don't know. Well, it was probably like a 19-20 type situation as the ball is guided into the onside. That's a South Asian expression, basically. 19-20, so on this beast is how you would say in Hindi or Urdu, which is that's the difference. There's barely any difference. The difference between 19 and 20, and that's probably how they picked Cass. But I think there's an overall game plan. Maybe a bit more durable. He's going to have to carry quite a workload in this game, as will Jacks eventually. I think Atkinson was unlucky not to get wickets. Hold on, I'll have a look at that in a second. Stokes into Lambashane, who turns this ball just wide of the square leg again. They run through for a quick single. It's just they've done this so well. 69 for 2, Australia. 69 for 2. There's the score. Right. Atkinson was, I think, pretty economical. Sure, not a lot of wickets. Atkins was unlucky not to get wickets. Cast was hemorrhaging runs. Yeah, that's somewhat fair. But, that we're looking at a very small sample. Like, we've got to look at their overall samples. And I think Cast, particularly in testing conditions, does he offer more? I don't know, but I can see the argument for why one might think he does. Right, Stokes. Getting a bit tired now, if I'm honest. All right, Stokes into Khwaja. Slightly foolish, flicked away nicely between fielder at square leg and mid wicket, and they'll run through for 2 runs. As Josh Tongue chases it down, drops his fancy glasses. Another couple of runs for Khwaja, who's looking more comfortable with every delivery he faces now. He's on to 24 off 41. Partnership 38 off 70. 71 for 2. England. Australia, I beg your pardon. Yeah, it's quite late in the UK, 1:15. Oddly, I prefer this start time to the Perth start time. The Perth start time was like 3:30 in the morning. It's like bang, you can't work it out. Like, do you stay awake for it? Do you try and wake up for it? Yeah. Whereas this one, you're staying up late, right? Mitch, easy. This time the ball's been fended off towards point, and Ben Stokes has fallen over and has followed through. I think it's kind of funny, but I think that will actually worry a lot of people in that dressing room. I was watching the BBC coverage, like BBC's preview of this game yesterday, and they mentioned that Stokes was sort of running gingerly, which I think is their way of saying just, not quite fluently. So, when he falls over, the skipper could be a cause for concern. I think he's bowled reasonably well then, Stokes, yeah. Hasn't been sort of regularly threatening, though. And he comes now to Khwaja, who again plays the ball off a thickish outside edge, wide of cover, and they'll take another single. Good running between the wickets. 72 for 2 Australia after 21 overs. Right, let's have a look at these. Oh, sorry, just open my WhatsApp. I don't want that. I want my comments. Right. I mean, I'm happy Cast got picked. Yeah, good for him. Dead nice guy as well. I was had a chance to meet him and interview him and stuff when England were in Pakistan, and very nice guy, very thick South African accent as well. But yeah, he seemed like a very nice guy when I got a chance to speak to him. His partnership is 39 now, 13 of those coming from Lambashane, and all the rest from Khwaja, who's starting to find a bit of fluency. They're doing well. Just recovering things from Australia. If they can go into lunch, just 2 down, I think Australia will be over the moon. Here we go. Here comes Will Jacks. Something a little bit different. First spin that England are going to play with. I'm sure there's an element of our overrate is appalling here. We need to get moving, but also, why not try a little bit of Will Jacks? In he comes. He's got a slip and a leg slip in place. First ball's over pitch, turned away by Khwaja out towards the square leg boundary. Bit of work for the fielder in the deep to do. They'll pick up 2 runs for Khwaja. He's on to 27. Dropped on 4. He was dropped on 4 by Harry Brook. He's on 27. Australia 74 for 2. If you've just joined the live stream, remember to give us a thumbs up, please. Keep commenting away. Keep pushing us up the algorithm. Appreciate it. And thanks everybody for joining. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Jack's in full and driven down the ground for a single. Yeah, I'll be in Cardiff tomorrow, so I don't know what that hotel room's like. I'm on a comedy tour, a stand-up comedy tour at the moment, so I'm moving night to night, and I don't know what the hotel room is like in Cardiff, but I'm sure I can find an angle in which to do this again. Right, P-ho. I can't read any comments. Jax is a spinner. He's moved through his overs quickly. 2 balls bowled. When I say moved through his overs quickly, he's only bowled 2 balls so far. First one went for 2, second one for 1. Lambashane on strike for the first time to Will Jacks. Flighted delivery, full toss, and played slightly aerial. He was hanging in the air for a bit, but it goes past the mid-off fielder, running away towards the boundary. Sliding effort in the deep prevents the boundary. That's really good stuff in the deep there. As Joe Root who chased that down. Full commitment from England's GOAT. 3 runs taken though. by Marnus Lambashane. Australia 78 for 2. What a chase that was. Properly, yeah, sort of. He got forward and turned it into a low full toss, but he wasn't fully in control of the angle of that one. Was our boy Marnus. Well, what a chase, man! Excellent chasing, great commitment from Joe Root. As Jax gets one to keep a little bit low, it's just sort of flicked by Khwaja to mid on, no run. If this wicket, I mean, some people have mentioned this wicket takes a bit of turn. I don't know that for sure. I mean, I haven't seen the wicket. I'm not there, but historically, maybe you'll be finding yourself missing Shoaib Bashir at this point. Here's Jax. And it's been swept by Khwaja, not fluently, not off the meat of the bat, but it is a vacant region out there, and the ball will go to the boundary for 4. He's scoring runs rapidly now, Usman Khwaja. Wasn't even supposed to be playing. Steve Smith pulling out at the last minute. Khwaja comes in, he's on 32 or 47. Australia 82 for 2. Man, terrific stuff this from Usman Khwaja, making the most of his luck and taking advantage of anything loose England have thrown his way. Is Jackson once more. This time the ball's been driven straight to mid on no run. So an expensive start for Will Jacks. 10 runs from his first over. Australia 82 for 2. It's 22 overs bowled in this innings so far. If you just joined us, a reminder, Australia won the toss and opted to bat first. Started well, then all of a sudden lost 2 quick wickets. Let's read some of these comments. From Australia point of view, more runs for us. Oh, as in cast getting picked. Okay, fair enough. Loving the stream. Thank you very much. Billy Cole, appreciate it. Good running. Do you think spin is dead or spin is dying out? No, I don't think so. I think spin is good. Maybe not particularly from the spinner's skills, but due to the wickets being more spin unfriendly. Well, it depends where in the world, right? Like, go to Pakistan, the ball turns, square. Sri Lanka, parts of India, like Asia, like you're going to get a lot of spinning wickets. You don't tend to see them in sort of Australia, England, New Zealand, that kind of thing. But you have seen spinners have good success there, particularly as later on in the game. So the pitches might not be prepared that way, but footmarks come into play and scuffing comes into play, and the surface, the change of the surface comes into play. Here's Stokes continuing for a 6th over. Marnus defends that ball just wide of the cut strip. There's no run. 82 for 2. The score remains. Yeah, it's been an interesting one from an England perspective. I think they'll be disappointed, actually, because they had their opportunities to really get on top of Australia, really, with that 3rd wicket, but couldn't take it. And now there's a 49-run partnership. Stokes into Lambashane, who leaves one outside the off stump, no run. Challenge is not to let those heads drop for England. It's been tough going, really. 82 for 2. Nah. Could have been, well, it was 33 for 2 at one point. England had that moment. And again, it's the story of their series. They've done it before as well. Just had a chance to get on top and then just not been able to take advantage. Australia, meanwhile, have taken every opportunity they've got, kept very calm, particularly these two, the experienced pair of Marnus Lambashane and Usman Khwaja. Stokes is in, very watchfully turned wide of a square leg by Lambashane, picks up another single. He's on to 17 with that single. Australia 83 for 2, halfway through the 23rd over. And that single, by the way, brought up the 50 partnership between Khwaja and Lambashane. 50 partnership of 81 balls, so it's come in pretty good time as well. They've weathered that storm early doors, these two, and now have put Australia very much back on track. In the last, it's been over an hour now since the wicket fell. The second wicket fell. England just a little bit flat. Reminder, Usman Khwaja was dropped by Harry Brook at second slip on 4. He's on 32 now. Here's Stokes into Khwaja, who's pulled this ball wide of the fielder at square leg. I thought he might have pulled it down his throat for a second, but no, he's pulled it to the boundary for 4. Usman Khwaja still scoring. He's really starting to find some rhythm. He's putting that ball away. 87 for 2. I think there might have been an interruption with my live stream, so apologies for that, guys. I'm not sure what went wrong. Probably internet or something. But anyway, thanks for staying with me. 5 minutes to go in this session. Stokes into Khwaja. 2 slips in place. Khwaja gets forward, defends the ball back to the bowler, no run. Australia 87 for 2. Sitting pretty at the moment, I'm going to say. Go into lunch. If they go into lunch at like 95 for 2, it's comfortably Australia's session. What England want is 90 for 3. That's what they want, 90 for 3. Even then, you're not on top, but you're there, you're punching. Here's Stokes. Last ball of his 6th over into Khwaja, who defends the ball again down the ground, no run. So Stokes has bowled 6 overs now, 0 for 25. They've just been giving away a lot of 4 balls, England, in between. Some good deliveries. Usman Khwaja has played some lovely shots. I still think shot of the day is Marnus Lambershane, the overpitched one that was driven away for 4. That's probably my shot of the day, but this has been an excellent partnership. 54 off 84, just been very composed, very calm. It was that drop chance, yeah, but making the most of it. Quality batting from Australia, I have to say, but a little bit flat from England. You just want something more. That drop chance will hurt a lot. Brookie, what have you done? Let's have a little read. Stokes not really doing a lot with the ball. Yeah, I'll probably give this session a tie. I say cheap wickets given away. Well, I think in the context of this series, I don't know, man. I think 33 for 2, you recover that and you go into lunch still just 2 down. That's your session, man. That's your session. That's Australia's session. Unless something can happen here. Jax is in. Gets one to turn ever so slightly, but Marnus Lambershane, excellent player of spin, just watches it, allows it to turn onto his bat and plays it into the gap in the leg side for a single. They could just milk Jax here. 88 for 2. Australia. And I really like Will Jacks. Spent a little bit of time with Will Jacks. Interviewed him a couple of times. In fact, I have an interview with Will Jacks on my YouTube channel. So if you've never seen it, check it out. It's in there somewhere. You might have to scramble for it. It's there. It's there. Jacks is in. Floated delivery again. Flicked away again. Past mid-wicket again. Another single again. Just easy ready at the moment for Australia to keep squeezing these runs. 89 for 2. I think they'll get one more over in after this. I think they'll get one more in, probably. Yeah, Will Jacks, very competitive guy, I can tell you that. Also just interesting guy, very talented guy. Enjoyed meeting him when I did. You'll find that one. Yeah, on the YouTube channel. There's a bit of a conversation happening between Jackson and Stokes. Maybe they're not interested in trying to bowl another over before lunch. Just taking a look at that throw that came in from Root. Oh, it struck. Oh, okay. There was like half an appeal from Brook and the throw came in from Root from the deep. It struck the batter's bat and it ricocheted onto the stumps. It wasn't a serious appeal, I'm sure. I think Brook is just very frustrated. Jax is in, and Lambershane again driving that down to long on for a single. I think you gotta have your long on and long off up inside. I think it's got to be mid on and mid off, really, if you're gonna bowl Jax at this point. He's not there to contain, is he? He's there to try and get you a wicket. I don't know. Just don't understand this tactic. Short leg in place, first slip in place. Jax in again. Swept hard out towards mid wicket. That was powerfully struck by Usman Khwaja, and that is another boundary. Well, he's really upped the ante in the last 4 or 5 overs as Usman Khwaja. He's on to 41 of 53 deliveries. Australia 94 for 2. And really making England pay for that drop chance. Usman Khwaja could have been back in the dugout. Dressing room. Sorry, I keep saying dugout because the vast majority of the time when I commentate on cricket, it's white ball. Jax into Khwaja. Outside edge, and it drops short of Brook again. Dropped short of Brook. He didn't put it down. It dropped short of him this time. It's good delivery from Jax, though, to get that outside edge from Khwaja. He got forward, looking to be positive, and he just got a little outside edge. The ball dropped short of Brook, and he managed to sort of block it. And Jax, you could see the expression on his face. Catch it, and he comes again. Another slightly turning delivery. Let's push to backward point. There is no run. The last two balls from Jax there, a bit more encouraging. A little bit more encouraging than everything else. Well, I think that's the session. It is, yeah. They're going off for lunch now, and Australia will be very happy with that. 94 for 2, 24 overs bowled in that session. Usman Khwaja goes back not out on 41 of 55 deliveries, having been dropped on 4 by Harry Brook. Manas Lambashe, 19 of 39. The 2 wickets to fall for Australia were, again, as I say, completely against the run of play. First, it was Travis Head Jake Weatherald went first. He was caught by Steve Smith off the bowling of Archer for 18, and Travis Head was caught. Terrific catch by Crawley off the bowling of Bryden Cass for 10. And since then, these two have managed to put on what is thus far an unbeaten 61-run partnership. So Australia had an excellent first session there, I'm going to say. England walking off looking, I wouldn't say dejected. There's a few faces of disappointment in there as they're walking off. It's still early days, just one session in. Obviously, a lot can change, but right now Australia have made a very, very strong start, I think, to the series. Jofra chatting to Jamie Smith, Harry Brook chatting away. You can see my buddy Stephen Finn on the edge of the balcony, just reporting for television. Anyway, we're gonna take a little break. But anyway, thanks so much everybody for watching this live stream. Especially those of you that watched it live. Those of you that watched it after the fact, that's cool, man. How did you make it 2 hours into this live stream and stay with me? Please do subscribe to my channel, and if you ever see me pop up again, maybe switch the notifications on. I don't post a lot of videos. I post a lot of shorts, but I don't post a ton of videos, so you won't get a million notifications. So you can turn on that notification bell, watch another game live with me. Will I be back for the next session? Probably not, but I will do the first session of tomorrow, so you can join me for that. You absolutely can join me for that. But yeah, anyway, have a wonderful evening, everybody. Hope you enjoy the next couple of sessions. Let's see if England can come back in and break this partnership, or if Australia is just going to keep piling on the runs. Let's find out. But thanks for joining me, and a special shout out to Jen Will Boland Res 980 for keeping me the most company. Lots of comments, and really appreciate your company. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you again very, very soon, tomorrow probably. So subscribe, like, watch something else, watch some of my other videos. It's lunch now, so use that time to watch my other videos. Help me get past that monetization point. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. Cheers.